Eleanor is just chilling out, but she's pretty low stress. She's not a very stressed cat. Buddy, he gets stressed. She's just chilling out. Hi, honey. Hi. I got your butt. I got your butt. Hey guys, how are ya? Welcome back to my channel. It's me, Steven. It is the 12th of October. I can hardly believe it. Actually, it's the 13th where you are right now. And it is 9:30 in the evening. Again, I can't believe the day has slipped away from me. Yesterday, I got back from my trip early afternoon. The minute I got home, I got the cats their treats and I took a good solid nap. And I was asleep until like 7 o'clock at night. I was torn up. The last part of that trip, the last leg, if you watched it, you know, it was traumatic for a lot of people. We must have had a dozen people throw up on that aircraft. But that didn't explain why I was so tired. I have a cold sore, so something's going on. It's underneath my mustache, thank God. So I have enough flaws. I don't need to be showing off another one. So, I woke up late yesterday afternoon realizing I had to bid for my line next month. Bidding had opened on the 10th, and if I had forgotten to bid today, my life would be over. Like, I'd be back on reserve. So, and that's not going to happen. So I stayed up very, very late bidding, which meant I slept until like noon, 12:30 today, and then the day just slipped away from me. About 8 o'clock, I realized I had to get to the post office because I had a package that I had sold. I had sold something on eBay, and I had to get it to the post office before it closed, which was 9 p.m. So I threw on clothes, raced off to the post office, decided to get some gas at Maverick, and then bought some groceries, and I stopped off at Pink Box. I wanted a raspberry squeeze. They were out, and they took pity on me. I asked for, well, I'll get a plain face, like this donut thing. And she just handed it. She goes, have a good night. I'm like, oh, really? I needed a free donut. Thank you. It was a very nice way to end a blasé day. But nothing happened today. So I figured I would dip into the comment section of my channel for some questions. I save the questions in the comment section for moments like this, and there were some really good questions. So the first one, I think it was Night Owl, asked about my eyeglasses. I have a lot of glasses. These I got at Vision World, of all places. But I get one pair a year from my VSP, my insurance. So I get those anywhere that I find them. And for some reason, I've been having some good luck the last few years at Vision Works here in Las Vegas. So I go back there. The doctor's very nice. This Night Owl remembered that I used to work for a series of optometrists, 2 of them. That's not really a series, that's a pair. The second one, Dr. Rose, hired me away from Saks to open up her shop. She wanted to create a very high-end experience, and so she hired me away from jewelry at Saks to sell eyeglasses, and I was also the buyer. And the manufacturers were very, very keen on getting me to pay attention to them, so they gave me a lot of frames. So a number of my better quality frames are from those vendors. The fun ones, the ones that are a little over the top, that are a little crazy, I got those at a website called Zeelool.com, Zeelool.com. It's a Chinese thing. I think I found it on Facebook. So I love those. But I have a lot of glasses, mostly because I have this face, and I need some accessories to make this face something other than, I don't know, gray. So yeah, there was that question. Let's see, who else? Let's see. Charles, I think, asks, what does it mean to bid for a schedule? A schedule and a line are interchangeable. They describe the same thing. So crew planning and crew scheduling will create trips. and then they'll string them together on a schedule that looks like a strip with the first day and the last day of the month. That's using the system we use right now. In the future, I'm sure that we're going to have to use PBS, preferential bidding system, which is going to be a very different story. But a line currently right now for us means it's our schedule. I bid for trips and for lines and schedules that are where I'm not away from home very long. I want to be home within 70 hours of my when I leave my house. So I don't like long trips. My 4-day trips on average are about 68 to 72 hours. Sometimes they're a little bit longer. I have a trip later on this month where I'm gone for 87 hours or 89 hours, and that's just too long for me. Where I'm away from the cats. They're fine. It's just that I miss them. So yeah. And I bid for trips where I like my layovers. I like long layovers. I like interesting cities, and I like places where people are usually generally nice, and that means I fly to the same places all the time. But next month I'm bidding around 2 days. Thanksgiving, I would like to have Thanksgiving off. Generally, I like to work holidays, but I want to spend the day with I have a small amount of family here in Las Vegas now, which still blows my mind, and so I'd like to spend Thanksgiving with them. And then I'm planning on seeing, this is it here, David Sedaris on the 21st. David Sedaris is my idea of, I don't know, he is like the utmost amazing person I can think of right now. I love David Sedaris. He's an essayist, so he writes essays and he reads them out loud and he tells stories. He's a storyteller. And I just think he's clever, he's witty, he's fun, he's a little mean, he's very dry, but like good pie crust dry, you know, like good shortbread cookie dry. I love him. He's got a bizarre history, and maybe that's why I identify with him so much. But I'm going to see David Sedaris on the 21st, so I'm going to work around that, hopefully. So that is what bid. Oh, and we bid for our trips or our schedules based on our base seniority or our company seniority sometimes. And so my seniority level is, I am number 248 out of roughly 1,000 flight attendants in Las Vegas. There is just over 600 lines or schedules for the month. So the people who don't get a line or a schedule will be on reserve for the month. And so I am very, very pleased with my seniority, because I usually get my first through 5th or 6th choice, depending on how I bid. So I'm very happy with that. So that answers that question. I think I'll answer one more question before I head home. Oh, what about Mr. I Love Movies? I think is that Danny? But Mr. I Love Movies asks, what about working for Delta? He said, what about working for Passport Plum? Since I don't work for Passport Plum, I can say Delta. I would be caught dead working for Delta. You'll never see me working for Delta. And if you do ever see me in a Delta uniform, it's because I had no other choices. Which sounds particularly mean. I'm not a fan of working for Delta. The company itself, it's a prestigious line. They have a bit of luxury to their flights, if you're not flying economy. But number one, they don't have a union, and I'm sure that nobody is surprised that that's the first problem I have with Delta. They don't have a union. If you piss off the wrong person, goodbye. Unceremoniously, goodbye. And that's really enough. There's no union there to fight for you or support you. Delta will throw a lot of money at the flight attendants to have them acquiesce and do what they want them to do. And that's just not something I'm interested in. I don't I've only flown them a few times, but I don't love what they have to do for service. My personality at work is very conversational, chatty, and at my job, I have the time to be chatty and conversational, because we're not doing what Delta has to do. So I'd never work for Delta. I would work for the airlines. I would work for Southwest. I don't want to, because they work too hard. They work too many legs each day, and their layovers are frequently too short. What airline would I work for? Gosh, I don't know. I guess it would be Southwest. No, I don't know if I would fit in at American. Maybe I'd fit in at United. I'm not sure. I like where I am. So, next question. Do I mind working on old aircraft or new? Now, with my airline, we have one of the youngest fleets in the country. We have a handful of planes that are 14 years old or so, but most of our aircraft are really pretty new. Our oldest aircraft are almost always going to be the Airbus A319s. I like working the 319 because it's small. There's only one flight attendant in the front as flying lead. I like to be that person. So I like working alone up in front. I just like it. In the back galley, there's more space, I think, for a 319. The only problem with our oldest aircraft that have not been refitted with newer seats is that the newer seats are more comfortable. They're reclined a little bit. There's a little teeny bit extra room, but the tray tables are a little bit larger on the new ones, and they're more sturdy. Our old tables on some of our seats are about as limp as my wrist. That's very funny. I'm going to use that. They're very, they're limp. It can be awkward, because people are always spilling stuff in their laps. New aircraft, I actually don't like working brand new aircraft for my company because it looks like Wi-Fi is aftermarket. So it's installed after we've received the plane. So the brand new planes, sometimes there's no Wi-Fi. And you're working a 5-hour red-eye, you want these passengers with Wi-Fi. So I don't like working the brand new aircraft. The planes that have been flying for a couple years, they have all their bugs worked out. They found everything. So I'd rather work a middle-aged plane. Thank you very much. Let's see. I'm going to answer one more before I go home. Do I need to call every time for our layover hotel, or is it assigned? I'm not quite sure. Well, I'll tell you what happened. So in my company, customarily, it's not written anywhere, but customarily it's flight attendant C, who is our back galley, our aft galley flight attendant. They will call the hotel once we're getting close enough to the hotel shuttle pickup to get our shuttle. Rarely, but there are times, I think Kansas City is one of them, they know where we are and they'll be there to pick us up. So we don't have to call for them. But typically we have to call to get the shuttle from the hotel. But the hotel is scheduled for us, so it's not a surprise to them that we're calling. The hotel rooms are reserved under our names. If we're assigned that flight, the hotel knows that I will be sleeping in that room that night. So I don't have to call for a hotel if that's what you mean. There are times that the hotel assigns a time for the shuttle to get back to the airport, and that makes it very easy because I don't have to think about it or worry about it. If I'm late because the hotel scheduled the flight, the shuttle for a particular time, it's not my responsibility. I do get a little stressed out, but it's not my responsibility. So there's that. Because I have a red light, I think I'll hit one more question. I have progressives. Why am I lifting my glasses? Do I get a lot of irregular operations like schedule dropping, recrewing, or aircraft swaps? No. Now, there are airlines that seem to really like be rolling dice or something. I'm not quite sure why, but there's this one particular airline I'm thinking of where I would watch one of the flight attendants who now works for another airline, Delta, that it just seemed every time I watched her video, she was being rerouted. I mean, or something was happening with the schedule, and I was like, gee, this seems to happen a lot. And for me, that doesn't really happen that often. In 6.5 years, I've been rerouted once or twice. I think once. I don't know what recrewing is. I'm not quite sure what that means, because our crews are usually pretty consistent, unless someone calls out sick mid-flight, which doesn't really happen. We don't have a lot of irregular operations unless there is for example, a storm or some system breakdown, which is, which happens to any airline. But our system is pretty flexible. So if we have to get a plane, I don't even know how to describe it. Our system is very, very flexible. So if we have a flight that's supposed to go from Dallas to Chicago, then to Tampa, if there's a problem, we have planes in Dallas or wherever to replace them. So there's not a lot of missed opportunities or missed flights. And in terms of cancellations and things, I can count on one hand that I remember that I've been canceled. So there we go. And oh, I only have one other question. I think I might finish this video before I even get home. The last question, this is a number of people have asked me this question. How did I get started on YouTube? And what equipment do I use? So I used to be a member of a Facebook group that was called Flight Attendant Career Connections. And I used to answer questions as I could and be as supportive as I could to people on that page. Then somebody said something and accused me of something that would potentially end my career. So they accused me of flirting with applicants during a hiring event, and then not hiring people of a different race, which are two things that would never happen. So I decided it was safe for me just to walk away from that Facebook group. But there was a question while I was there. There was a question I kept answering over and over and over and over and over again, which was, how old is too old to be a flight attendant? And I was tired of answering the question. So I made a little video. It was 7 minutes long, which doesn't happen that often anymore. And it was an answer to that question. It was well received. So I decided to film a longer version of it, and I posted it on YouTube. I think one of the first things I posted was like a video on crash pads or something, but shortly after there's that video, and it's the video that I am most proud of out of all of my videos. It's the video I am most proud of, because I really do think it's impacted some people's lives. It's weird to say. It's a video that I titled something like, so you want to be a flight attendant and you're over 40 and afraid. And I talk about the gifts that life has given us as older people that we can apply to being a flight attendant that the young kids don't even know yet. So I made that video, and it's one that I'm very proud of. Back then, I used my cell phone, as I do now. I still use my cell phone, not the same one. It was a Note 5, I think, and back then it didn't have any software on the phone for editing, so I had to film the whole video. If it was 45 minutes, I sat there and spoke for 45 minutes without a break or anything, you know, and I would have to film something 4 or 5 times sometimes before I felt it was good enough. Then I just moved on to this. I stayed with Note cell phones by Samsung. Now I use the Galaxy S23 Ultra by Samsung. It's replaced their Note series, and I use that cell phone. It has editing software in the phone app, which I use. My channels are very, very simple. No craziness, no fluff besides me. I don't even use a tripod 9 out of 10 times. If I'm sitting down at home or at a desk or something, I'll use a tripod, but usually I just film holding my camera up to my face, because that's how I'm living my life, you know. So that's it. Now my suggestions for filming a YouTube video or starting your own channel. This guy behind me wants to be a total jerk. All right, go ahead, go. If you want to start your own channel, film something. It doesn't matter. Film, talk, record yourself talking, film it. Go to YouTube. I use my phone. I go to the YouTube app. I'm going to pass by the house a little ways so I can keep talking here. Film something. Go onto the YouTube app, open it up, look at the bottom, there's a plus symbol, hit the plus symbol. It's going to say upload a video. You upload it from your phone, and okay, and then it's uploaded. Then later on, after it's been processed, click, go into YouTube Studio, click edit on the video, select your thumbnail. I usually use one of the ones that they automatically slip in there. There's 3 options. And then you can edit the title, add a description. You can click to keep it private if you don't feel comfortable sharing it with the world. You can share it with somebody individually by sharing it, you know, clicking share. And then because I have over 1,000 subscribers and over the minimum number of views, I'm monetized. So I get a little tiny. If you watch all the ads, I get paid. I get money. So I click monetize, and that's it. That's it. The process, once I filmed a video, it takes, I don't know, 30 seconds for me to click, and I'm done. I do not understand people who use a separate vlogging camera, who then have to transfer the data to their laptop, edit on their laptop, and then upload it from their laptop, which is oftentimes slower than my cell phone with T-Mobile. And then they go in and it's too much work. So I have used my cell phone from the beginning till today. If you're going to start a channel, let me suggest that you not get caught up in how many subscribers you have, how many views you have, because for me, it does not matter. If you watch my channel, if you follow my content, you know that I'm not out to be a superstar on YouTube. I am grateful for every subscriber. I am grateful beyond words for every subscriber. But does it kill me if I lose people? And I do all the time. No, because my goal isn't to be a celebrity on YouTube. I'm just here to be me. And like in real life, there's a lot of people who don't like me. You happen to like me, which is really a treat, and it's I'm very happy about that. But so don't get wrapped up. Please don't get your ego involved. It does not matter if nobody watches it, because it's just one video amongst billions. We're all just lucky that you got me. So yeah, and please don't put pressure on yourself to be a superstar, make money, blah, blah, blah. Film something because it's something you want to share with the universe, or that you want to help support other people, or bring a light to a particular topic. That's it. Da, 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 da. Blah, blah, blah. I am going to end this video here. I'm going to finally head home, and because I don't even know where I am. I'm just driving around at this point. So I will see you guys later. You have a great day, and I love you, and I'll see you again soon. Subscribe while you're here. I never ask. Yeah, talk to you later. Fly safe. Bye.